Hello guys, I'm going to show you how to install a headless server on your VirtualBox, and then I will show you how to, in the next video, how to install the virtualmin and fully populated with your system, so you will have basically virtual domains with the fully multi-domain hosting server running in your VirtualBox, headless. So you don't need to use any GUI or any startups or anything. It will run basically on the background of your system. If you have enough RAM, you can do that. So basically what you need to do is get this image for yourself, which is netinst. It's a very small ISO file, like I don't know, 150 megs or something like that. And as you go through the installation, you will install part of the system as you need them. So it will need the internet connection. So you can get it on a Debian website. So you will want to debian.org, and basically you are not interested of this because it will install like 4 gigs of things you don't need for server or headless server. So I would recommend you to go to this one. So you go in here, and it will ask you if you want to save this ISO. Go ahead, download to your desktop, and then you can install it. So basically, let's close this. You will need the VirtualBox install. Just go ahead and install it through your system as usually you do. Depends on Windows, Linux distribution. I use Ubuntu or Debian. However, on this laptop I use Ubuntu. So you launch this. You go. It will be empty. You need to create new, and you go through the process of creation, which is straightforward. I don't need to explain this to you. Once you have the machine prepared, let's have a look on my specs. So, you know, there is a few things which you need to know about when you're running the headless server. So, click the settings. As you can see, I named my server webdev. There is nothing special. Setups. System depends on your computer or laptop. I use 3 gigs of RAM, which is quite good for me. If you have less, you can use less, but I would suggest you to use 3 gigs for that, because if you run a few developments like with MySQL and all of this crap, you will need to have more RAM to process that fast. CPU, oops, I just allocated 1, instead of 4 cores. Acceleration, that is enabled by default. Display, because we're running the terminal or SSH, and there is no really GUI for operating system. You don't need to have more than 12 megs or something like that. Remote display, turn this off. You don't need to do it because we will be using SSH if we need to connect to the server. Video capture, I don't use that. It depends, you know, what you're using. So I will leave these settings for you. But by myself, I don't use it. It consumes lots of memory. Now the storage. I created a webdev VDI file or storage, virtual disk, which is empty. Then you have CD-ROM, whatever. So basically what you do, you select, you click this icon of the CD, choose the virtual disk. So you go in there, you go to your desktop, as I do, you select this ISO, which we downloaded from Debian, open. Please don't check this one. As you can see, it will tell you blah blah blah. Basically what it means, after installation is finished and the server is rebooted, the live CD will be virtually take off from CD-ROM. So this is really good thing. Audio, we don't care about that, but we'll leave it enabled. Network. Now, this is the kind of thing which people are asking me all the time, or developers, web developers, and all of the people. I use NAT for the sake of tutorial to be simplified. However, people do sometimes host only adapters, so they don't need to do in VirtualBox port forwarding. But for the sake of tutorial, I'm going to with a simplified NAT solution. So let's imagine you are just in a home network. Of course, you have other options like bridge adapter if you want to attach the live server to your router with the IP address of your router and all of this stuff. That's up to you, but I would like to work without internet, for example in a plane or in a train or in a car or whatever, with the full capabilities like I have internet. Okay, so I'm going to use just local connection with the net. You need to realize, imagine that you have between your VirtualBox and your normal system router. What you need to do is click Advanced, Port Forwarding, and as you can see, I set it up the local host IP on a port forwarding. It's a 10,000, which is default IP address for virtualmin or webmin, and the guest IP, which this is the setup by default by your VirtualBox, and again the port. Of course, without port 80, you won't have any connection to your interface like websites or Apache. So let's head it up. Let's rename the host, and this is Apache. We're going to use same IP address, so let's go to do that. 127.0.0.1 port, because we're using the local host IP, it needs to be 8080. On my system there is no Apache installed, or there is nothing installed, it's just a normal operating system. So I want to forward this by system automatically to my VirtualBox IP address 15, and the port will be 80 on VirtualBox end. You have to do the same for SSH or FTP or whatever you're using. It's a great thing to do that, otherwise it will not work. Serial ports, we don't touch that. USB as well. Shared folders, we don't need to use that, since we will be using SFTP or FTP. Okay, so you click OK, and because we attach the storage, we attach the live CD to this Debian, to this server. Once you started up the machine, virtual machine, it will boot up like you have inserted live CD to your laptop or desktop. Okay, so let's start it up for this. As you can see, the machine is boot up as a proper computer, and you have here options for installation of Debian. However, you can now close this VirtualBox background and proceed the install. I would suggest you to install the Debian 64-bit for developing on your local host server or whatever you call it, because 32-bit gives me some headache, like unexpected issues, if you call it. So basically, I'm simple guy. I'm going with the install. You hit the button, enter button, and you will be presented with classical GUI. So English, I'm in United Kingdom, yes. You're going through this. I will be pausing the videos between long loadings, like scanning ATP sources and stuff like that. So be prepared for this, but however you can see it's quite fast. Right. The network configuration is coming through. Okay, we have boot up network successfully. The host name, you leave it as it is, or unless you want to change it. Domain name, it will be srv dev.debian. I'll leave it like this. So now the root password, you can put anything there, so I'm going ahead with a simple password. Tap, continue again. Tap, continue. Now name of the new user, because this virtual machine will be published for another developers for free download. I'm going to put just user. Tap, continue. Tap, continue, and the password will be same as for root account, you know. Okay, that's it. Now because it's not installed, it will try to connect to your network and it will try to download all of the stuff you will need. So right now we're going to partition the disk. It depends all again on you. However, we're going for the simplest way for this tutorial. We're going to use entire disk. Yeah, that is 21 gigs. So we hit enter. You can specify all of this stuff by yourself if you're advanced. If you're not, just hit all files in one partition. It's very simple. Once you're done with your decision, just hit the finish partition and write changes to the disk. And now it will ask you again if you want to do it. Yeah, hit the arrow or tab and hit the yes. And it will continue to do the install. So I'm going to pause this video, and once this is done, I will come back to you. The pause seems to not working, so yeah, that should be working. It doesn't, so I will pause this manually. Okay, I'm back from previous step. Now you need to find out where you're going to download your software resources and where you want to be connected for the updates of your system. I'm in United Kingdom, so I will select that, and I'm going to be connected to FTP of Debian directly, so it's the best choice. You leave this blank unless you're using some proxy stuff on your computer. However, I don't, so you press tab, continue, and it will continue to scanning the mirrors for the software, latest software. So I'm going to pause this again. Alright, so it's retrieving the last file. This can depend on your bandwidth. I mean the internet speed and all of this stuff, so it depends on your internet connection. As you can see, this is going through. So it's kind of slow a little bit sometimes, depends on all users on the network and how many users downloads the updates right now. Right, and now it is upgrading the list of the software you will get to the selection from the internet. Basically it tells you what you can install or not. I'm gonna pause this again. They shouldn't take long. Right, after the list was loaded, system will ask you if you want to participate, what kind of software you're running and stuff. You can choose no, however, because I am really fan of the Debian distribution, I will say yes. And then you wait till the software is not populated. Okay, because we're going to run the proper server in a headless environment, we don't need to have any desktop user interface, just terminal. So you hit the spacer and the arrow down, so you will select what you want to install. In this case I'm not going to use Princess Server or on this, so I hit the spacer again. However, I want to be able to connect to my server through the SSH, so I don't need to run VirtualBox and window all the time. So I will hit the spacer, mark this installed. Standard system utilities, you will need this. This is basically naked system. Then you hit tab to continue and hit the enter. Now it will be retrieving the files from the internet and finishes the installation. I will possibly pause this, it depends if it's slow or not. However, it looks to me it's going to be quite fast. Now I will pause this because it's like a preparing, unpacking and installing, so I will get back to you soon. Alright, we are nearly finishing the installation of the software we selected. It didn't take long, as you can see my clocks on your right top bar. So once this is done, it should ask you for the grub installation, which is your bootloader. You should select yes, unless you know what you're doing. And now it will give you two choices. The first mark is enter device manually. If you're new to this or you're just simple developer and you want to have server running up and running, I would suggest you to use the second option, which is on your VirtualBox hard disk. So you click that, and that's it. After a few seconds, it will clean up the installation process like on a normal computer or server, and you will be presented with the button which will ask you to reboot the machine. ISO will be, the file live CD will be removed, and you will be able to reboot the system and log into it, which we will do in a minute. I'm gonna pause this, so I got come back. It's done. Okay, so you just hit the continue to reboot the system. As you can see, CD been virtually plugged out now, and we have system installed. So you hit enter or wait 2 or 3 seconds, and the system will load it from your virtual disk. That's it. This is the without GUI, the system, Debian operating system. So let's log in as a root. With your password you set it up, and as you can see I am able to log in. This is like a computer screen, so let's check it out if we have internet. Basically ping google.co.uk, and we will see after 3 pings, so 4. I generally cancel it after 4. So we have 16% packets of lost, that could be my Wi-Fi or my firewall, whatever. Let's get it out the IP, check it out if I set it up correctly in my VirtualBox. Yeah, the IP is 10.0.2.15. As you can see, I set it up correctly. Okay, so let's reboot the machine just for fun. Reboot. Let's wait 3 seconds or whatever it was setting to time. Yeah, the system is booting up. And it is beautiful because it's really fast, and this is it. This is a computer or server in VirtualBox ready to be deployed for virtualmin or webmin. However, it runs normally. I will tell you how to run this headless, which means you don't need to keep this window open, and depends on your system. If you're using the Debian or Ubuntu or Fedora, I will tell you the command how to start this headless, and you can add up to your startup scripts, so it will automatically start up after you log in into your system. With a pause of few seconds, like a 10, 30, 1 minute, 2 minutes, depends on you. And in the next video I will show you how to install the virtualmin on this and go through the first settings, so you will be able to run multi-domain hosting on your laptop. And you can, of course, it will be behaving as a normal hosting, and you will be able to develop proper applications with your APIs or whatever you want to use it. So this is it for this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching and have a fun.